When your mind feels heavy and tangled, the mother's listening with clarity and calm. Tonight, let's turn brain fog into sacred space for peace, guidance, and gentle focus. Welcome to Maiden Mother Crone Tarot, where we hold sacred space for women with ADHD. My name is Kayla, and I'm so glad you're here. Before we get into the message tonight, I would like to talk about some stuff that happened last night. The energy was a lot heavier than what I was prepared for. So I wasn't able to separate from it like I normally do. And in that moment, I felt like I had failed. I had failed you. I had failed myself. I had failed spirit. But after reflecting, I've come to realize that being moved by the message isn't a sign of failure. It's a sign that I'm human. It's a sign that I'm alive in this work and that I care enough to be moved. So what I've learned is that I need to expand my energetic container for these readings in order to let the energy flow through me and not linger in me. The more I thought about it, I realized you've probably felt this way too. As women with ADHD, sometimes it's really hard to separate the heaviness that we're carrying from ourselves. So really, this was just modeling, not failure. Showing that even in overwhelm, we can pause. We can breathe. We can step away and say no to things that aren't ours. So thank you so much for holding space for me last night. Your presence here matters. And obviously, your energy is very much felt. Moving forward, I'm going to take extra steps, additional rituals before and after our sessions together to preserve this sacred circle so that it can be a safe space for you and for me. A space of clarity, not confusion or overwhelm. Before we begin tonight's reading, I'd like to do some breathing. Tonight we're going to do box breathing. We're going to breathe in for 4, hold for 4, breathe out for 4, and hold for 4. We'll do 3 rounds of this breath work. Are you ready? Let's begin. Thank you so much for joining me in that exercise. How do you feel now? Can you breathe easier? Does your neck move more freely? If you notice any additional tightness, I encourage you to continue breathing throughout this reading. Continue settling into your body, listening to your nervous system, and regulating. Today is day 24 of the 0303 series, where I'm showing up for 30 days, bringing messages of joy, love, compassion, and hope for women with ADHD. Tonight's topic is navigating mental chaos. In my practice, I work with 3 archetypes, the maiden, the mother, and the crone. And tonight is Tuesday. And during the series, Tuesdays are for the mother. So this first deck that I'm going to pull is just the Animal Spirit Oracle, something like that. The Spirit Animal Oracle. I get the words mixed up every single time I say it. But I use this deck with a lot of energy, so it's not really dedicated, but the other 2 decks are specifically dedicated to the mother archetype and the mother energy, and I only use them when I'm working with her. To me, I find that brings more clarity, reduces resistance, and strengthens my connection with that energy. To me, I feel like it's relationship, right? Not just clarity. These archetypes have guided me and given me a lot of love and support and compassion, so they're very special to my heart. Mother, can you give us guidance tonight on navigating mental chaos? How can we turn to tarot? How can we channel your energy to clear ADHD brain fog, please? Okay. The first card we got is number 1, Ant Spirit. Time to collaborate. Okay, and as I mentioned, this Oracle deck is specifically dedicated to the mother. It's the Green Witch's Oracle deck. Mother, help us navigate mental chaos. How can we have clarity and peace and calmness? What guidance do you have for this ADHD brain fog, please, Mother? What guidance for ADHD brain fog, please, Mother? Okay, I got 3 out of that deck. So we got Hearth, safety, comfort, and spiritual connection. Safety, comfort, and spiritual connection. I love how I was talking about how it's more like relationships to me with these energies, and spiritual connection comes out. Fog, guys. Fog. Obscurity, feeling lost. You can't make this stuff up, friends. Like, moss agate, positivity and change. Oh, love this. So this reminds me of the grounding work that I was doing before I began this reading. I did some additional cleansing of my energetic space, both spiritually and physically. And afterwards, I was very trance-like. I was having a hard time getting back in after I'd done all that clearing work. So I started working with the beautiful Mother Earth and asked for her to ground me in. And anytime I see stuff like this, it just reminds me of how I imagine when I'm grounding into the earth energy, roots and ivy and all types of things coming up and wrapping around me and just going all around me and just keeping me safe. So the idea of grounding. But the words for that were positivity and change with the moss agate. I think I have a moss agate around here somewhere. Okay, and now we're going to go ahead and pull our tarot cards for this reading tonight. Mother, can you please give us guidance tonight? Navigating mental chaos. How can we overwhelm? Oh yeah, maybe we should look at it that way. Overwhelming the brain fog. How do we overwhelm it? How do we overcome the brain fog? How do we do this, please, Mother? Oh. Thank you, Mother. We have the Page of Cups on the bottom of the deck. And this is the Earth Woman Tarot by Tarn Ellis. One of my favorites. The artwork is so phenomenal, so beautiful, so inclusive. And just highly resonating. Okay, so the first card we got from her is the Tower here. This is definitely mental chaos, right? We then got the Hermit. I like that. Followed by the Devil. Oh, we got the Fool. Oh, guys, and the last card is the Six of Cups. This is super beautiful. All right. So the Mother gave us Ant Spirit. Time to collaborate. It's kind of been a common theme through every reading that we've had, is this idea of community, collaboration, connecting with others for support. Right? When we connect with others, when we have this collaboration, we create this safe space. That's what I was just talking about every intro, is how this is safe space for you. This is safe space for me. This is safe space for us as women with ADHD. But the safety, that also creates comfort. Comfort for your nervous system, comfort for your mental faculties, comfort for your ability to expand, your soul to expand, for your soul to connect, to be able to establish more spiritual connection as well. When we're in this fog, and you can't see it very well, but the sun is up here. And when I saw this card, that's really what stood out to me the most, was the sun and the wind whipping through these trees. And that really is how it feels when we have our mental overwhelm, when we have brain fog, we can't focus, we can't even sort through anything. It's heavy, like I'm getting the image of a snowstorm when it's a whiteout and you can't see anything, and I just see a person trying to trudge through, like a hiker trying to go up Mount Everest, right? And they are just like getting covered in snow. It's just accumulating on them. And how heavy that is. That's how it feels in our minds when we're trying to sort through, when we are stuck in this state. We do feel lost, genuinely feel lost. We don't know where to start to find ourselves. We don't know where to start to even save ourselves, not even find ourselves, but even to save ourselves. What do we do when we're in this spot? How do we get out of it? How can we trigger this positivity? How can we get into, look at how just safe and just nurtured. Like, this is a mother card if I've ever seen one. But what the Mother is encouraging us here is when we are feeling super obscure, like no one understands, like no one could relate, no one gets it, no one is struggling the way we're struggling, we really have to reach out to those around us, collaborate more, Because in that expression of vulnerability, when we allow our own trials and our own challenges to be seen by others, when we open up and show that we're just people, we're not perfect, we're just people, that creates community. And in that community, you build relationships where you can be safe, where you can be safe to express yourself, where you can be safe to ask for help. Maybe when you were a child, you were scolded if you asked for help. If you were confused and you asked too many questions, your teachers were like, I've told you already. Maybe your parents said that. Maybe you had a hard time asking for help. Maybe you stuttered. Maybe you struggled with your words because you were so overwhelmed you didn't really know what to say. And you were told to hush until you knew what to say. So maybe that's gone with you throughout your life and you've carried this weight of not speaking your truth, not asking for help whenever the overwhelm was too much, whenever you don't know what to do and you don't know who to ask and you don't know how to ask. You felt lost, and it's caused chaos and upheaval in your life. It's a true tower moment. Every experience with brain fog is like a tower moment. But the mother's encouraging us here. If we can create a community, a container, a safe space to speak and express and ask for help, then can we surrender to our tower moments in the brain fog? Can we surrender to that overwhelm where we can't see clearly? Because all we have to do is reach out a hand. And maybe what we need to do in this group is come up with a safe word, right? A word that if you don't know what to say or you don't know how to ask for help, you just put one word and we know. And we're going to come showing you all the support and love you need. So, what should that word be? Over the next few videos, I'm going to start asking you guys, what should our safe word be whenever we need help, but we don't know how to ask for it, right? It'll be the word we comment below in the comments whenever we need support, encouragement, love, understanding, acknowledgement, and not judgment. My vote is hearth because with the safety, comfort, and spiritual connection, that's really what our channel is about. But that might be hard for some people to remember. So we'll keep the polls open for a couple of videos, and you guys let me know what we want our word to be. But then next, the mother gives us the hermit. So once we've created this community, once we've collaborated with others, how can we then, after we've reached out for help, support, expressed our need for support, how can we go inward, right? How can we go inward with any type of suggestions or words of encouragement? Oh, and examine this devil card. Examine the things that are keeping us bound in patterns and behaviors that are not getting us out of the fog, but keeping us in the fog. Diet can have a big impact on our health, right? Got your omega-3s. Water, hydration. I lived the majority of my life dehydrated and had no idea. And in one of my pregnancies, I started really focusing on hydrating, and it was amazing how amazing I felt after that. So maybe you really need to make sure you're hydrating. Maybe that's one of these patterns you need to break. And I can attest to this, right? We can have the best intentions, but if we're at work or if we're zoned in on something, if we're working on a project, it is so easy to have 15, 20, 30 minutes go by and we don't realize that the time has flown and we haven't gotten up. We haven't had a snack. We haven't had any water. So that's a pattern that we need to recognize in our life and try to figure out how we can support our body. Our sacred form that came up last night. How can we support this vessel that's allowing us to walk through this life so that it can support us? It shows up for us every day. We put it through so much and it's here and it's giving and giving and giving and giving. We have to pour back into ourselves. We have to keep that energy rising. We have to break these chains of behavior that are not supporting us, that are leading us to this fog overwhelmed state. And maybe one of those things that we have to do is step into this full energy. I talked about some childhood wounding at the beginning. That's going to take a lot of courage to learn how to speak your truth, ask for help. Know that there's nothing wrong with you just because you're struggling right now, just because you have overwhelm, just because you're confused or have brain fog. There's nothing wrong with you. And in our container, in our safe space, in our community, we can be here for you and encourage you through that healing process. We can hold that space. And while you are healing, each time, really examine what you're working with. Really examine and say, is this something that is really my problem? Or is this something that somebody's projected on me? Am I really unintelligent? Or is that just because my parents were tired of asking all the questions I had because I was so curious? Right? If we think of the mother's regulated, right? The conscious mother. The conscious mother is regulated so she can be safe space for her child, so she can regulate her child. With this full energy, I'm just getting so much child energy, right? Curiosity, adventure, passion again. So maybe if you're in some type of mental chaos, brain fog, do something that lit you up from your childhood. What were you passionate about? Can you take a moment to step into creativity instead of logic? If logic is the thing that's struggling, fighting with you, can you step into some creative space? And maybe not even a space that you have to express, right? Maybe just turn on some really beautiful music, some really inspiring music. Look at some great art. Find something beautiful. And this isn't me encouraging you to step into escapism, okay? There is a difference. But when you're intentional, and let's say like you're in this brain fog, if you can intentionally set a timer on your phone, say I get 15 minutes to explore creativity, to find beauty, to find joy, right? And stick to that. And then change your environment as well. Step away from whatever if it's work related in this brain fog, or if it's house related, step away from whatever it is. You have to change your environment, right? That's how we trigger changes in our brain. So whatever you're doing, step away from it. Enjoy this creative exploration, right? With the full here, this creative exploration. Let it ignite your soul, ignite your heart, get you into this positive state so that you can change this overwhelm, change this fog, and you can come back with fresh energy. Go make something wonderful to eat. Go make something delicious to drink. Herbal teas. What's your favorite recipe? Let me know below because I'm always trying something new. And then you can really get into this 6 of Cups state where you're healing your inner child. Those woundings from the past when you were told, stop asking so many questions. It's not that difficult. You can figure it out. But your body was telling you, no, I'm not safe. I don't know what's going on. I can't figure it out. Through this community. And that doesn't just have to be our community, friends. This could be a community of coworkers you have. I am so blessed to have wonderful, wonderful people that I work with that lift me up every day, right? It could be your friends. It could be your family. It could be your neighbors. It could be a therapist, right? And if we're open to experiences, it could be a stranger on the street. When you start vibrating at a certain level, when you raise your consciousness, when you're changing your reality, you start meeting people that are on the same wavelength as you. I met a very conscious person at a market 2 or 3 weeks ago. And the conversation I had with him was amazing. Like, it's so different when you talk to somebody that's on a spiritual path, that's working on healing all of their shadows and their trauma, that's working on healing their limiting beliefs, that's working towards a better world. We can still be part of this world and understand its challenges, but in our own way. How can we show up and change that, right? So really right here, look at this. It's just such beautiful sisterhood. So beautiful. And you know what would be really amazing is for us to get together and have a live meditation where we're all, and it needs to be like when we're all like over it. We've had a really stressed out day, or really our brains are gone. We're gone. But there's even fog in this card. I go to a small yoga studio that's ran by a friend of mine. I talk about her a good bit on this channel. I don't get to go as much as I want to, but a couple of times she's done this exercise in the yoga where everyone will stand in a circle and we'll work on our tree pose and we'll hold hands. And it's one of my favorite parts because you can literally feel the energy moving around the circle. You can feel the vibrations of everyone. You can feel their energy, their magic, their spirit. It's just so magical. So I would love to one day have a live meditation where we all get together. We come as we are, right? We don't pretend that everything's okay. We don't put on a fake show. We don't say, oh, yeah, everything's great. No, we show up and we say, I had a hard day. I had a bad day. I had a challenging day. And I need my sisters right now. I need my soul sisters. You know what, guys? I honestly feel kind of guided to go ahead and do that right now. So if you want to join me, you can. If you don't, it's okay. If you decide to step away, I think we should go ahead and do it right now. Okay. Go ahead and settle into your seat and settle into your space wherever you are. You could be in a bed. You could be outside, wherever you're at. Soften. Feel your body relax into where you are, fully supported. Focus on your breath. Breathing in deeply. Exhaling fully. Gently come back to the breath. Anytime your mind wanders. Pay attention to your heart. The space behind your chest. Feel free to put your hand over your chest if that helps ground you into this space. As we focus on the breath, imagine golden light filling your heart with every inhale. Release the pressure of today. Release the pressure of your childhood. Release the expectations of anyone other than yourself. You're safe. Come back to your breath. Focus on your heart center, filled with golden light. See it shimmering. See it expanding. See it falling. The light shimmering and falling all around you. And everywhere it goes, it multiplies. Come back to your breath. Now imagine my golden light and your golden light as magnets. And the more I expand and the more you expand, that love just carries out and attracts each other. Feel the love that I openly send you. Feel the love that your sister sends you. Come back to your breath. Feel the unity, the immenseness, the magnitude of our lights rising together. Sit in this space for a few more minutes. Feel free to open your palms to receive love and support and clarity. Gentle focus entering your body. Anytime your mind wanders, just gently come back to the breath without judgment, without shame, just presence. Know that you are safe. Know that you are loved. Know that you are worthy, just as you are. We'll do 3 more rounds to conclude this meditation. 3 more rounds of breath. Breathe in for 6, hold for 2, and out for 8. Begin. Thank you, my friends. Thank you so much for joining me in that. How do you feel? Hi, Love Light. Hi, KCMR. So glad you're here tonight. Did you take part in the meditation? I feel so much better now, friends. Oh my goodness, I feel so much better now. I'm sorry if that didn't flow very smoothly, but sometimes I just get these overwhelming urges and I know I just have to do it. Sometimes when I'm reading, I'll get this urge to hum or kind of just sing a little tune. And like there's always that monkey brain in the back that's like, oh, don't do that. Nobody wants to see that, right? Oh, they're going to hate your voice. But then there's this knowing deep inside me that knows that it has nothing to do with me and everything to do with the frequency of safety, the frequency of healing that carries. So when I go off and I'm not really doing the normal thing I do, please know it's led by spirit always. KCMR. Sure. I'm working with the mother tonight. So I will pull 1 card for you for general guidance. 1 card for you. I love your thumbs up, Love Light. Yeah. Mother, can we have 1 card of general guidance for KCMR? 1 card, please. Oh, my love. You got the Knight of Swords on the bottom of the deck, but your card is the Ten of Swords. This speaks of heaviness, right? Of a death, A death of ego, a death of situation, a death of expectations. It speaks of a point of no return, right? But the reason that is because the dawn is rising. Something new is coming through. Something beautiful, something radiant, something brilliant. Oh, my love. Well, with the Knight of Swords on the bottom of the deck, honey, that's a lot of truth coming in, and it comes in swiftly. But I'm seeing this, I'm being called to this red color. To me, that speaks of safety. I don't know if you felt safe in that relationship or if you didn't, but I feel like you're going to feel safer moving forward. And maybe that is in expressing yourself. Moving forward, this new dawn, this new day is going to be stepping into your fullness, stepping into your worthiness, knowing that you deserve to be treated like a queen because you are, knowing that you deserve love. You don't deserve anything less than love, true love, not being controlled, not, yes, girl, yes, claim it, feel it, right? Feel it. That's how we cause change. That's how we attract our reality, is when we claim something by feeling it and by acting as if it's already there. Now, that's not to say that we completely disregard our reality. That's not to say that we disregard the way we're feeling in the moment, right? You don't ignore your emotions just because you're trying to manifest something. We have to really sit with our emotions. It's not going to derail us. The way that we manifest is despite feeling a certain way, having, that's right. Thank you, love light. That's right. Stay positive. The new will be great. But despite anything that we feel, having the deep knowing, a deep trust. And there's a few things in my life that I thought I was manifesting properly. And I realized that I just now got into I know. Like, it doesn't matter what happens. I know that it's going to happen. I don't care what it looks like around me because I know it's going to happen. So that's how we can claim these new relationships, new beginnings. I would really encourage you, KCMR, to treat yourself super delicately right now. Definitely a lot of self-love. I hope you participated in the meditation, because I feel like that would have been really great medicine for you. If not, do the replay and just receive it. Okay. But yeah, this positivity and change chart card came out. So just like Love Light said, stay positive and the new will get better. Be great. All right. Thank you so much for joining me, ladies. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure to read for you, KCMR. Love Light, thank you for participating in the chat. You guys are wonderful. Today's day 24, so we got 6 more days. And on day 30, you guys will have a little bit of ownership in the reading. So I hope you join me. It's next Monday. But yeah, so thankful for you, ladies. And like I say, always remember, come as you are. Come, be vulnerable. Thank you so much for sharing that, KCMR. Thank you so much for opening up about what you're going through, so we can bring the support to you, right? Wow. And Love Light, thank you for being a safe space for her. Really, that's why we're here. I couldn't ask for a better community. You guys are great. Just remember, come as you are, friends, and stay as you become. We'll see you next time.